So welcome back to my channel. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Virgilia Var, and so I'm a cancer survivor. And so today I want to talk a little bit about traveling and being careful as a cancer survivor. So as you know, so I was diagnosed with triple negative, cancer 3 years ago, almost 3 years ago. I got a double mastectomy. I went through cancer, chemotherapy, and everything. However, so I decided to take a time and do myself a favor. Don't stay on the walls, and so of course, when I feel much better. Before I go any further, please, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. All right, and give me a thumbs up and share this information with other people. So, going back to my subject, this is the first time that I travel international by airplane and coming in a cruise ship for so many days after being diagnosed with a cancer, getting a little treatment, and then getting also 9 surgeries. In fact, I have at least 9 surgeries so far, which is quite a lot, So, however, so you might wonder, Javi, why am I doing all this? Well, I tell you what, so I asked for help, for my flight, so I asked for help to the airline that they could accommodate me, give me some assistance with wheelchair, that I don't have to carry all of these luggages. And not only that, all of the marathon walking at the different airports, because to come to Greece and come to Turkey, so I actually landed in Athens, right? And just to come here, it was about 16 hours, so we're talking about 3.5 hours from Florida to Montreal, another 10 hours from Montreal to Athens. So it means that I cannot, take it lightly. I have to be extremely careful. So then I asked for help. But all of that, I did it from back home. So I purchased my vacation package through the Norwegian Cruise Line. Actually, I do have a membership, to lifestyle collection around the world. And then the travel agency, I told them my condition and what I wanted. So they made sure that through Norwegian Cruise Line, I get all of the accommodation necessarily. Because, I'm not the only person that have cancer, that is cancer survivor on the ship. There is many other people. I met somebody that she actually have a surgery. She got a deep flat, about a month and a half ago. And so she been going out, but not like me, because she's actually still, so fresh on her surgery and things like that. And so she's going more in private tour. But I decided myself, for my safety, because I am by myself, so I'm not going with anybody. So I'm a single solo travel. So I arrange everything through the airline and through the Norwegian cruise line, the cruise line. So every time I want to do something, I want to go out, I want to know about an island, whatever it is that I want to do pertaining to the trip, I make sure that I don't do it in my own. Why? Number one, because I don't know the place where I'm going. Number two, because I'm a person that cannot perform 100% like other people. So after being cancer survivor, I have a lot of aftermath. Sometimes I get tired, I get probably dizzy, I get pain and things like that. But I learned to live one day at a time. And so we all live one day at a time. So, however, when you become a cancer survivor, so the aftermath, it make you a little bit more difficult. But as long as you understand that, this is the way life is, it's okay. So I wasn't expecting that all of the symptoms are gonna go right away. So because it's a heavy treatment, being a cancer patient. So it's a lot of treatment that you get, like the chemotherapy, all of this chemo, radiation, all of the surgery they have given me, all of that. It kind of made me more slow, but sometimes, so I can forget things. But so I might not be able to be that good on the sunshine, and things like that. You see, this island is so beautiful, right? But it's hot. It's really, really, really hot. So what I did is I went with the excursion that they have in a bus, and I went to see all of the palace of Athens, the palace of Rhode, the old town, and I did quite a walk, so not too much, So what I'm doing is like activity level 1. They have activity level 1, 2, 3, 5. So 1 and 2 is good for cancer survivor patient, I would say. 3, 4, and 5 is for healthy people, So, but I saw some people that they are in wheelchairs and they are walkers and things like that. I said, well, I can do that. But before anything, I read about it. How is it? What is the activity involved in this? How much work I have to do? And I was able to make it, and I'm glad. I'm very happy that I made it. So. And so, if you are a person, a cancer survivor, or if you are in treatment and things like that, and if you want to do something like that, you could, So this is like a dream come true. When I was in my chemotherapy treatments, I used to tell the nurses, as soon as I get out of here, I am gonna go on vacation. I was always talking like that, So I remember this Russian girl, she looked at me one day and said, Virgilia, don't go to a disco. And I said, no, I'm not going to go to a disco, but I promise you, if I survive, I will go on a vacation. And there it is. There is me. So I'm on vacation, So, and I suggest you put yourself goals and put yourself dreams and things like that, because this is only one life to live, So, so we get the aftermath, the symptoms, and things like that, So, but so we could make it happen with our attitude, so we could be positive, So, and so we could get good nutrition, good nutrition. That's one of the things that I have done in this trip, So I made sure that I pick, like, so the ship, they have all kind of food. I pick a lot of greens. I have been eating a lot of fish. Last night I have a nice lamb, very fresh lamb, and that's important, just to have a good nutrition, because having good nutrition is going to help, so with the life. I always get my breakfast, so I never went out for the ship without having a nice breakfast, So I take my supplement as well. With me, I carry 40 ounces of water in one of the container. It's a thermos that keep things like fresh. It's about 40 ounces, and then I got another one that is like 12 ounces, and I fill both of them. The little one, so what I do throughout of the day, I use some kind of energy sticks. These energy sticks, these are like I have a link that I might post it below of this that you can see. It's www.forlife.com/Virgilia. And so these ghost sticks, I throw one inside the 12 ounces, and it's kind of shake it, but it's like a refreshing drink. But it has transfer factor plus, and it also helps the immune system. But it kind of gives a booster, like when you're feeling like down, it gives you like kind of energy, So that's what so I've been having like one in the morning when I go out, and one in the middle of the day when I feel a little bit more down. That's what I get, So and things like that. So I've been also having like a shake. That shake was prescribed by my doctor, actually, my primary care physician. She say, take the Juven, because I still have little open wounds in here. So I mean, I'm still in convalescence, but I decided not to just stay there and only be convalescent and thinking about all of the problems that I have with all of this aftermath of the cancer. I mean, life goes on still, right? So then, that's what I've been doing. So, and besides like drinking a lot of water and getting like good nutrition, good food, So another things that I've been doing is listening to my body, because I'm on a trip. Yes, I just came from the street, but you know what? There is a lot of activity going on in the ship right now. There is shows here, shows there. So right now here is 1:37 p.m. So for us in Miami and the United States and other part of the world, it's about 8-hour difference. You know what I do now is I will take a nice lunch, and I will get a good rest. Maybe a good 2-3 hours of rest, and then after that, I could explore, some other part of the ship, some other shows and things like that. But I don't try to do like everything because this is part of listening my body. Like I go slow and I do whatever I can do. And in the meantime, I'm enjoying, so because this is beautiful, this is marvelous, so I actually hope that somebody could, just get some tips, from this video and could help, because it helped me a lot, when I was in convalescence, when I was taking my treatment, just to watch other people channel the videos and all of the tips that have really helped with me. And that's why I decided to do it myself and share with you, because you might have a family member, so you might be going yourself, through the situation. And so if you have any vacation that you have taken, if you have any experience and things like that, please share it with me, so put it in the comment below, so, and things like that. Anyway, so please stay to the end, because I'm gonna show you a little bit of the, so going around the city and part of what I saw, because it's really beautiful. All right, so don't forget to subscribe to my channel and stay until the end.
The city into two parts. In the official part that they call the Colacchio, and the non-official part that they will call the Burg, and the Rhodian community was living in the Burg. So basically together we are going to make a little walk in the official part, and we are going to visit the Grand Master's Palace. In the official part, the knights build also some other buildings, such as their church, the Church of St. John, the Inns of the Tongues, I will explain what this is, and also their hospital. As I told you, the knights were coming from 7 different parts of Europe: France, Spain, Italy, Germany, England, Auvergne and Provence. Those 2 last ones are now part of France. And during that era, the medieval era, we didn't use the word state or country in order to define the origin of every knight, but we prefer the word tongue or language. So there they had the inns, there were buildings where the knights of the same origin would take their lunch there, were having their lunch there, and they could gather there. And so we will see also the buildings that were built, those buildings, and also some buildings that were the houses of the knights. The knights, remember, they were monks, and they didn't have the right to go in the non-official part whenever they wanted. They were bounded with the vaults of obedience, of chastity, and of poverty. So they had to have a humble way of life. And in the Burg, there were lots of temptations. Okay, that's why they were quite isolated. So, as we will go in, I will give you some more details about the history of the knights here in Rhodes and of the Ottoman period of Rhodes. Now, enjoy the way to go to the old town. If at a certain point while we are in the old town, some of you do not wish to continue with the group, okay, it can happen. You are free to leave the group, but please, you have to give me your devices first back, okay? But I have to give them to you first, right? ladies and gentlemen, we remember when we were leaving the port and we passed through the port of Mandraki, we saw at the entrance of the port two columns with a deer on it, remember? And I told you that the deer is one of the symbols of Rhodes. Now, why? During ancient times here on the island of Rhodes there were lots of snakes, and the Rhodians wanted to get rid of them, but they were afraid because the snake was a sacred animal. Remember, it is the symbol of medicine. It is the sacred animal of Asclepius, the father of medicine. So, you know, during ancient times when you do not know what to do and you have to take an important decision, you go to Delft. So they went to Delft, and the oracle told them to bring him some deers, because the deer can kill the snake with his horns and his legs, and in that way the humans do not interfere in the circle of nature. So since then the deer became one of the symbols of Rhodes. Until today we have lots of deers living in the forests of Rhodes, and the species that lives here, it's an endemic species called the damadama. Now, during the Italian period, on the column of the female deer, we had the female wolf, that is a symbol of the Roman Empire, and we will see this statue in the Grand Master's palace. Now, one more thing to say is about the Colossus of Rhodes. I told you when we were there that the Colossus wasn't standing at the entrance of the port, as a lot of people think, with the legs wide open, as a lighthouse. It wasn't exactly like that. The Colossus did exist. It was made during the 3rd century BC, and it represented the god Sun. Now, the statue was 32 meters high, made out of bronze. But unfortunately, the Colossus of Rhodes had a short life, since it fell after 56 years from its creation. First, the Colossus of Rhodes couldn't have the legs wide open because of the stability, so it had the legs closed and very, very probable a third support. It fell after an earthquake, and the Colossus, when it fell, it destroyed a lot of houses. So the Colossus couldn't be at the entrance of the port, it would have fallen into the sea. When it fell, it destroyed houses, and again the Rhodians didn't know what to do. Shall we rebuild the Colossus or not? And again to Delft, and again the oracle told them not to touch to the pieces that were on the ground. That's why for centuries the pieces of the Colossus were in the middle of the city of Rhodes, and the most probable position of the Colossus was the Grand Master's palace, the place that we are going to visit together. The pieces of the Colossus stayed in the city of Rhodes until the 7th century AD, when Rhodes was conquered by Arabs from the Arabs for a few months, and the Arabs sold those pieces of bronze that later on were melted, and that's why today we have nothing left from the Colossus that was one of the 7 wonders of ancient times.
Esta es una de las playas más lindas del mundo que yo haya visto, donde se unen los tres continentes, el continente africano, el continente asiático y el continente europeo. Y ahora mismo estoy enfrente del mar Mediterráneo, en la costa Amalfi. Estoy dando un tour de aquí en Grecia y estoy en la ciudad de Rhodes. Son impresionante la belleza de esta playa del mundo. So hay que salir a disfrutar. This is the coast of Amalfi, and I'm in the middle of three continents: African, European, and Asiatic continent. And this is Amalfi coast and the city of Rhodes and Greece. It's one of the most beautiful places that I ever seen in my life. So I'm very glad to be able to share this with you and to be able to come and see this part of the world. So keep tuned, and if you like what you see, make sure that you subscribe to my channel, give it a like, and share with other people. I'm gonna continue, posting and getting more other beautiful views of this wonderful part of the world, Europe. So, esta isla, la ciudad de Rhodes, está muy cerca de Turquía. Es la isla mucho más cerca de Turquía de lo que nos podemos imaginar. Y me llamó mucho la atención porque yo estaba en Turquía hace apenas 2 días atrás y ahora estoy cerquita de Turquía otra vez. Con una diferencia: aquí estoy en el punto donde se unen 3 continentes y allá pues yo estaba, pude ver el punto donde se unen 2 continentes, el continente europeo y el continente asiático. Pero aquí son 3 continentes: continente asiático, continente europeo y continente africano. Qué belleza es conocer el mundo. Y qué linda la playa, con el mar Mediterráneo. Tienes unos colores extraordinarios. Desde afuera hacia adentro podemos ver las claras aguas, que se puede ver su rostro de uno cristalina, y a medida que va profundizando pues se va poniendo más oscuro. Pero también otra cosa que noté, que a medida que cae la noche, las aguas se van tornando más azules, hasta que toma un color azul oscuro. Impresionante la transformación y la belleza de la naturaleza.